was a terrible loss, actually, that school got gutted the way it did. Nevertheless, it was that same cast of characters sort of playing this out, and then, some national political figures got into the mix and decided to exploit it. And then one by one, you had it becoming an issue. I mean, you have candidates in states where there are basically almost no Muslims being asked, what's your position on the mosque? And then taking positions, well, it's not a bad, I got the right to build them, but I don't think they ought to be building it there. And or what are they doing it? They're defaming hallowed ground or what? It became an issue that had nothing to do with, states and cities and congressional districts across the country. Politicians behaved irresponsibly, and what should have happened on the part of media, on the part of higher political leadership, is that we should have called them out early on and said, you are being irresponsible. I mean, what we learned after 9/11 was that the measure of our patriotism was the degree to which we were true to the values of our country, and that we would, as we said, it became a cliche, we weren't going to let the terrorists win. Tragically, I'm reading the signs from those marches in New York. I'm listening to the rhetoric I'm hearing on some of the television and radio shows. I'm listening to what some of the political leaders, including presidential aspirants, are saying, and the terrorists won. They're winning this fight. And we're sounding in our country no better than extremists abroad, and the clash of civilization crowd on both sides are driving this debate. It is irresponsible. It is a shame. George Bush was right. And it is hurting our country, our image abroad, and it is hurting the very social fabric of who we are as a people.
I think you might agree with a very short sentence I will tell you, which does not relate only to issues of Muslims. But what I'd like to see is for politicians to put the interest of the country ahead of political interests. And that will serve us quite a lot.
On that note, that had to be the last question. We're out of time. So I want to ask Assad Akhter to close us out.
Thank you so much, Suhail, and thank you all for being here. It's a problem of our briefings. We always run out of time, these great discussions, and we always never have enough space. But I was just, thinking with our panelists speaking that, the whole time it's only in America. We have a public hearing room. Anyone can walk in. This building, we always say, that staffers always complain that, you don't need an appointment. You can just walk around the halls if you want to. And, we're on C-SPAN having a discussion about faith. C-SPAN, an entity, dedicated to a public discussion for the American people. We're all blessed to be Americans and to be able to have this discussion, and we hope to have many more in the future. Let me thank our panelists, our moderator, Suhail Khan, who was kind of the brainchild behind all this and pulled it together kind of in 4 days, but we needed to have it. Let me just introduce some of the executive board of the Congressional Muslim Staff Association. We have our Vice President, Mamoun Salfab, our Communications Director, Muaz Mustafa, both on the Senate side, and our Programs Coordinator, Mr. J. Saleh Williams. I want to thank the House Science Committee for giving us this room and for Congressman Baird's office for sponsoring it. You can follow the activities of the Congressional Muslim Staff Association, the CMSA, on our website, congressionalmuslims.org. And thank you so much for being here, and we hope to see you again in the future. Take care.
And I was like, what? be able to speak maybe not directly, but the whole idea that the president has initiated this conversation, sometimes it's amazing to build things like that. But was it what's your word? Just